What's up, guys? I'm back. It's been a whole 12 hours. I know you've missed me very much. I've missed you guys very much. Sorry I wasn't able to get to post last night. I was very sleepy after a absolutely boring as could be second half between the United States and Brazil, so I went to sleep. I know a lot of you guys probably couldn't sleep not knowing what I had to say about the game, so I'd like to apologize for that if I made anyone have a sleepless night. Don't worry, I'll give you the good word. You can go take a nap after this video. But thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. So it's over. So it's done. 2-0 to Brazil. Well, I mean, obviously, if you're a United States fan, your #1 goal going in was not to be embarrassed, and I think that they accomplished that very well. They did not lose big at home to a world power. So, I mean, I feel like job well done on that point. There's some things they could learn from the game, something they could take away. But let me give you a brief recap of it, and then I'll jump into what I think the takeaways are. Plus, at the end, I'm gonna try to throw a little bit of EuroLeague news in. And if you want me to do an explainer video on what the EuroLeague is, leave that in the comments below, and I will happily do that for you. All right, so as I've already mentioned before, 2-0, not a terrible result. Roberto Firmino scored a goal in the 11th minute, early in the first half, to open the scoring. Early on, Brazil did look very threatening. Yeah, the United States came out very spread out, not very connected in the first 15-20 minutes. But Coutinho and Neymar in particular were looking very dangerous. But in the end, it was Douglas Costa's speed. He torched Robinson down the wing, delivered a beautiful ball. Firmino tapped it in. Stefan could do nothing about it. 1-0. Good goal. Well built up. Douglas Costa is one of the fastest players in the world. I got to give him that. But he was repeatedly burning Robinson down that wing. Robinson will be a good outside back in the future. But right now, he is not experienced enough to handle a world-class player like Douglas Costa. So 1-0, United States moved forward. Went through the first half. They had a couple of opportunities, not good opportunities. They're good opportunities in the second half. But in the first half, they had a couple of opportunities. They kept the ball when they needed to keep the ball for a minute. I mean, obviously they were playing a team that was substantially better than they were, but not a humiliating showing. It was late in the second half when a lot of the drama started going. Right before halftime, Fabinho picked the ball up, drove into the box. A stiff wind must have blown somewhere in China, caused him to fall. The referee gave him a penalty. Thank you, North American referees, for once again disappointing everyone. But yep, Fabinho in the true spirit of Brazil, showing why he cannot replace Gigi Wijnaldum in Liverpool starting 11, because that was the only real impact he had on the game, was taking a dive in the penalty area. So thank you, Fabinho. And also, your FIFA card is way overrated. That is just my humble opinion, and I know you will not hear this, but I think it is. So the penalty was calmly slotted away by Neymar. 2-0 in the half. Not a terrible half by the United States. They looked a little fragile. Their wings and their forwards might as well have been sitting in here watching the game with me. I mean, me and Bobby Wood could have been sitting here talking about the game together for all the impact he was having on it. But they are playing a world-class team. My moment in the first half came when DeAndre Yedlin got up in the referee's face about Neymar having a dive and asked him if he'd watched the World Cup. In the spirit of a true American, hard-nosed, Yedlin's going to be a stud one day. He's still young despite how many years he's been in the spotlight, so I think he's gonna be really good. But it was quite funny watching him make fun of Neymar for diving. But yeah, anyway, on to the second half. It was extremely boring. Timothy Weah got a run out. That was the most exciting thing that happened, honestly. Brazil had another couple chances to score. Neymar was denied by Zach Steffen late in the game. Got a run out. Wesley McKinney could have scored. He had two opportunities right there in front of goal, both off set pieces. The United States is actually very dangerous off set pieces, if you didn't know. So we are dangerous off one thing. And that's set pieces and world wars, but don't get me into that. So Wesley McKinney had a couple chances to score, a good header and a good ball driven in by Will Trapp. He missed them both, but he was looking dangerous. Really the only U.S. Men's national team player that looked dangerous throughout the game. So very boring second half. Ended up going 0-0 to 2-0 at the final. My takeaways from the game: #1, Tim Weah must start. It wasn't that Green had a bad game on the wing. I mean, he was up against a world-class opponent, but he just doesn't have that game-changing ability that Weah has. He can't turn the corner on someone, beat a player, and get a shot off. He's more of a swing balls into the box kind of guy, which I guess is what we were looking for on this night. But I would rather have Timothy Weah out there just because he excites me more. Miazga and Brooks might possibly be a center back duo for the future. That's always been an area of concern for the United States. They have John Brooks. They're solid. They're rock. But he needs a partner in center back. And Matt Miazga might be the guy to fill that hole. His marking on the Firmino goal was terrible. It's true. It's true. But overall, he had a decent game. I would look for them to work together moving forward and start going out to dinner and getting to know each other because they're going to be together for a while. McKinney looks dangerous. He looked by far the most dangerous player on the U.S. men's national team today, but his finishing must improve. He has to put at least one of those chances away if he wants us to have a chance against a real world-class opponent in the future. And our strikers and wingers in the first half and most of the second, Lord, we need to work them into the game more. We play too centrally. We play long balls. We leave them isolated. I mean, they could have been out walking their dog or watching the game at their local park rather than in the game. I mean, it was that bad for most of the time. But my man of the match, McKinney, he was the most dangerous player on the field for the United States, despite his poor finishing. My loser of the game was Fabinho. I mean, honestly, man, disappointing. This is why soccer gets made fun of in America, but that's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. But I mean, if you went to the game, you certainly weren't disappointed. You got to see some world-class players. Coutinho looked good. Neymar looked good. I mean, Alisson in goal. Yeah, I mean, these are household names in European soccer, and you got to go out and see them play in New Jersey on a Friday night. I mean, it's a good day. It's a good day. That's all I had to say about the United States loss to Brazil. We'll come back on Tuesday in Nashville. Oh, I wanted to go. I wanted to go so bad, but I was not able to score tickets. My Institute of Lower Education prevents me from going because I am too busy all the time doing work. But I will certainly be bringing you coverage of that. I really hope we beat Mexico. Beating Mexico is the singular most joyous thing that can happen to a U.S. men's national team fan. So I will be eagerly awaiting that game. So I'm going to briefly jump into some EuroLeague news. A couple of big games in the A division. I'm not going to go into the lower divisions because who wants to talk about them. In the A division, a couple days ago, you had France draw 0-0 with Germany. Game that could have been ripe with potential. Ended up not panning out the way a lot of people thought it would. The most interesting moment of the game was when Tony Rudiger stomped on Benjamin Pavard's neck. Wow, you should go look at the marks. They're pretty impressive. So 0-0 for that. Iceland got destroyed by the Swiss. Granit Xhaka, captain, but they destroyed Iceland 6-0. And Spain, a new look Spain, I might add, beats England 2-1. A comeback victory for them. They're replacing a lot of the old guard, bringing in some of the newer, younger players. Some of the more notable ones were Marcus Alonso, for one, a very, very good left back. And poor Luke Shaw for England is hurt again. His first appearance for England in like a year or something, and he hurts himself again. He stretched it off. So thoughts and prayers to Luke Shaw. Hope he gets better. I guess the English national team is just not meant to be for him. So thank you for tuning in today. This is the USA versus Brazil post game. If you have any thoughts or comments or concerns, leave it in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Trying to get to 100. Let's get it there. I'll catch you next time. Deuces.